Another year, another trophy. La Academia Tahuichi is one of the great success stories of world football. Founded 21 years ago in the remote Bolivian town of Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Tahuichi has grown into the most famous soccer school in the world. To date, they've received 4 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize, produced over 185 Bolivian internationals, and won international competitions at every level all over the world. So what's it all about? The answer is poverty. Santa Cruz is the fastest growing city in Bolivia. Great news for the Bolivian economy, but for the poorest children growing up on the streets here is fraught with danger. This is what's known as the cycle of poverty: crime, malnutrition, lack of education and drug abuse. Ruiz Galbaro and his pals were among those caught in the trap until Tahuichi came into their lives.
Friends of mine used to take drugs, but then they got to know Tahuichi. They liked sport. They began to train hard, and now they're playing in the local league here.
Ruiz's case is typical of many kids here, but he was one of the lucky ones.
He's been playing in the fields here since he was a baby. When he was 5, the Tahuichi Academy came and invited my son to come and train with them. He came running to me saying, "Mama, Mama." What? I said. "I was talking to a man in the field. He's waiting for you because I'm going to play with Tahuichi."
It all began on a day much like this at the city stadium in Santa Cruz. The crowds had come to see the local derby, but it was 2 teams of 8-year-olds that captured everyone's imagination. The man responsible was Rolly Aguilera, a former professional footballer and government minister. Aguilera had organised the match as a kickabout for his 2 sons and family friends. It became instead the catalyst for a project that would take over his life. When the game finished, Aguilera was inundated with requests from children and their parents to join the project. Tahuichi had begun.
One of the few things I never planned in my life was starting the academy. But God led me here, and now, instead of having just 2 sons, I have 3,000 children like them. This is dedicated to them.
Rolly named the academy after his father. Tahuichi, meaning big bird, was his nickname.
Unfortunately, Bolivia is an underdeveloped country, and with this comes a spiritual and mental underdevelopment. Tahuichi tries to show the child from a very early age that he's loved and that he's the same as all the children around the world. And like them, he can be a winner.
Since it was founded, hordes of youngsters from the ages of 3 to 20 have convened here on this pitted expanse of savannah to train and practice every single day. Most of them have received some sort of financial assistance. Some, like the American students who came here later, paid for the privilege. The Academy's success was its greatest advertisement, and its teams travelled the world. When Bolivia qualified for the 1994 World Cup, there were no fewer than 10 former Tahuichi players in the side. Chief amongst them, Marco Echeverry. Echeverry, now playing in America, is probably Tahuichi's best-known export. He was the star pupil who's now been a full Bolivian international for 10 years. Marco will never forget what Tahuichi did for him.
It was a beautiful, incredible, unforgettable experience, absolutely priceless. And because of it, I will always be grateful to Tahuichi for the opportunity they gave me to play football, to learn football, to travel to so many places, and to have thousands of friends.
Tahuichi has 2 great secrets. Number 1, start them young. And in Bolivia, that means as young as the age of 3. Number 2 is dedication. Marco's elder brother Johnny is still a coach here. He acknowledges what the academy did for his little brother.
It It was like a second home to him. He spent a lot of time under the stadium over there, preparing for the different international competitions the academy was holding. He spent more time there with the professors than he did with his parents or his brothers.
2 more Echeverries have since turned professional, so talent is clearly in the blood. But what use is talent without support? The locals say it was Johnny, not Marco, who was the gifted one.
In my day, there was no school. We played like everyone did and still does in the neighborhood, in the streets. But it's thanks to Tahuichi that Marco is where he is. If there'd been an academy when I was playing, I might have been even greater than Marco. Honestly.
The latest Tahuichi sensation is a 16-year-old named Joselito. Such is his promise that Bolivian coach Hector Vera recently invited him to train with the national team. Needless to say, expectations from his Tahuichi teachers are high.
We are sure he's going to be a great star in Bolivian football. We even dare to think that he's going to be better than Echeverry.
So where does Rolly Aguilera's academy go from here?
Tahuichi has been with me through everything I've lived in my life. I always aimed at one door and arrived at another. It would be difficult for Tahuichi to have a perfect infrastructure because of the poverty. But we're making progress to create, in the center of South America, a beautiful city of happy children called Tahuichi.
Rolly Aguilera's dream, the inspiration behind so many youngsters in Bolivia.
Next